Hey, it's your boy Angie Gavin back with another Pi video. In this video we're going to discuss why I think that Binance have not listed Pi, and maybe they may not list it at all. You know, I don't know that for sure, but this is just my take on it. Okay, so you know, I will talk about some facts in it, and then the rest will just be my interpretation of it. Okay. So let's roll that intro and let's get in the video. As you can see now, the Pi price is $1.40, so it's pulled back quite a bit. But I mean, you know, this is what happens with these new projects, and you know, obviously, you know, mainnet and everything. It's new, as in on the centralized exchanges and mainnet, and so there, you know, there's a bit of a pullback, and then it usually surges again, and then it'll pull back. But you know, I encourage everyone to look at this longer term anyway. So let's get into why I think that Binance are hesitating on this, or may not list it. I'm not sure what the actual reason is. Only CZ would know that, and the Binance team would know that. But I think this could play a part. So you know, this is the head honcho down at ByBit, CEO Ben Zhao. Now, ByBit was in the news recently because it got hacked $1.5 billion. And I believe that this article's quite old. Well, it's the 5th of March, so you know, I think he's got bigger problems to worry about. But nevertheless, this is what he said. He thinks that Pi is a scam, and he said that there's a bunch of reasons. I can't find them in this article, but there's a bunch of reasons that he states. There was another article, I'm trying to find it, but I couldn't. But he actually states all the reasons why that he thinks it's a scam. But anyway, one of the big reasons is because he thinks it's a scam is because the way that it was like the referral systems, you know, through the referrals, and he reckons it's a Ponzi because of the referral system. And another big reason is because the supply, which is pretty big, right? The supply is actually 20% by the team, and most token projects, from the ones I've seen since I've been doing crypto for quite a while, the team gets 20%. You can see, you can Google this here, but it's in the white paper. 65% to the ecosystem, 10% to liquidity, 5% to liquidity, 10% to development, and 20% to the team. And usually, the team would get about maybe 10% is the usual. Here, the core team is getting 20%. So that means that being the core team, they have 20% of the supply, which means that that's a lot of tokens. 20% of 100 billion is 20 billion tokens they have access to, and they can just sell off at any time. I believe that they haven't been doing that in a big way, but here's something else that I found out. Again, these are all facts. You know, I'm actually a Pi network pioneer, so I'm really like the project, but then, you know, on the flip side, I like to know what's going on because, you know, I have my money in it. But the core team is actually these two people here. Okay, hang on. The core team about us. Let's go here. So here you got Nicholas Kalkalas and Cheng Dao Fan. They're actually a couple. They're actually married. So if you didn't know that, now you know. Okay. I mean, you know, I don't think it really matters a big deal, but you know, just know that this is Pi Network is actually, the founders are actually a couple, a married couple. And also, I think that he has some, reasons why, because obviously, he knows a lot of stuff, right? He's a CEO of ByBit. He knows a lot of information that people don't know. But being Pi Network, being a made in the USA blockchain project, I think that when you and the US has got very strict laws on crypto, and we saw all the latest things with crypto and the people that are being jailed. Obviously FTX is probably the latest and the biggest one recently. That when you defraud US investors, the SEC steps in and they crack down really, really hard. And being the founders being in the US and being all these people KYC'd in the US, that's gonna really make the SEC is going to really look at this and make sure that pioneers and Pi Network, basically anyone that's in Pi that's been KYC, that this data is not leaked in any way, because that's a lot of people, right? So that is concern. But so yeah, the SEC does not like it when US investors get ripped off, and being this is in the US, actually the company Pi Network company is actually registered in the Cayman Islands, I believe, from the information I have. Again, you can research all this stuff, but I don't think in any way that the team would ever dump the price on Pi Network, simply because there is a lot of US investors in this holding tokens and that have been KYC'd, and if the token price was to dump and people lose money, then the SEC will be looking for these people. That's why I think the core team's pretty as safe as we can get it. We know who they are. They're doxed, they're a couple, they're married, and this is like they went to Stanford, yada yada yada, well documented. So I think that the core team is pretty sound. I would say that the communication is probably not their strong point. I think it's because there's so many people. Like, you try to manage 60 million people, and people's asking questions about their wallets, and people asking questions about why was my Pi transferred back into my transferring account. There's a lot of people saying that when they just read the updates, they would know. So I think the communication would obviously be very challenging, especially when you got a couple of million, but here we're talking millions of people. The majority of these people here, the majority of Pi owners own less than 10 Pi. So there's only I think 200 people or less that hold something like 1,000 or 10,000 Pi or more, something to that effect. I mean, again, you can pull up all this data as well. You can find all this stuff. It's all online. So yeah, I don't from what this CEO of ByBit was saying, that he's not going to list it. Basically, he said he's not going to list Picoin. That's what he said. So going back to my original, the subtitle or the title of this video, maybe this has an influence on Binance. Because if Binance, if they it's already it's already got massive volume. It's it's number 13 now in CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko. There's no reason why they wouldn't list this. I mean, they listed Trump, right? They listed Trump coin. That's unbelievable. You know what I mean? And if you go and have a look at Trump coin, I mean, it hasn't fared too good recently. So if we go and have a look at the max, that's Trump, right? It's pumped. They all pump pretty hard, but then it's gone back down, like it's $11. So it's lost 90, I would say 90%, 85% of its value, right? And this got listed in Binance. We go to markets, you can see, Yeah, see Binance. It's listed in Binance. And it's down here. Go further down, you can see it. It's got a USDC pair, right, on a meme coin. Maybe he just wanted to list it to keep in Trump's good books. I don't know, but yeah, if they can list Trump, which is a meme coin, I mean, come on, they should be able to list Pi. So that's what, I don't think. But I think that his negative view, very negative view on Pi, is influencing Binance's decision, in my opinion. Because obviously, these guys, they own exchanges. They're very close. It's a small circle, right? How many exchanges are there in the world? Major exchanges. Probably less than 10, right? So they all know each other. All these CEOs, it's a small circle. The top of the top, they all know each other. So, if he's saying, I'm not going to list it, I'm not going to list Pi coin, then his buddy, CZ, would obviously be taking his opinion in and for what it's worth. So that's just my little kind of verdict on why Picoin has not been listed on Binance, because of his decisions on thinking that it's a scam. Will Binance ever list it on Bitcoin? I don't know. Maybe not. I think if the Binance was to list it, they'd have to do some sort of deal with the founders, and say, you better lock up 10% of your supply, or lock up you own 20% of the supply, you need to lock up the majority of it, and then incremental put it in smart contract, and then you can do a slow bleed that you can take off 1% every 3 months or every 6 months, something to that effect in a smart contract. Then that's a guarantee that the founders won't dump. I don't think they'll ever dump, because like I said, this is US investors here, and they would be in a lot of trouble. So for me, my opinion on Picoin has not changed. I think it's still early days. It's just that Binance hasn't come to the party, neither, and ByBit will never come to the party, according to what he said. So there you go. There's my take, guys. Let me know your comments below. What do you think? Again, I'm pro Pi. I love the project, but then again, I like to know everything about it. I'm not, I don't follow it blindly. I like to know the facts. All right. Then that's where I base my decisions on it. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.